She carried him in her arms for 38 years, but on Mother's Day, he looked at her and said, "My wife still sends you $5,000 a month, right?" She hadn't seen a single dollar in 8 months. This is the true story of Margaret Hayes, a 67-year-old widow from Dallas, Texas, who was starving on church food boxes, while her son lived in a $3 million mansion. If you've ever loved your mom, pause here, take a breath, hit like, and subscribe with notifications on, because this story will break your heart. Meet Margaret Hayes, 67, widowed, lives alone in a tiny house on the edge of Dallas. 10 years ago, her husband died of a heart attack. Since then, she's been alone, but every Sunday she bakes apple pie. The same recipe that made her son David run home from school screaming, "Mom!" But today, Mother's Day, David hasn't called in 8 months. Then, a brand new Tesla pulls up. David steps out. Expensive suit, expensive watch, distant eyes. He hands her a bouquet and says, "Mom, Clara still sends you $5,000 a month, right?" Her heart stops. If you've ever felt invisible to your family, drop "Mom" in the comments. And then Clara walks in, David's wife. Silk dress, diamond heels, cloud of Chanel. She smiles, sweet as honey, cold as ice. "Oh, Mom, you must have forgotten. I drop off the money every month." Margaret grips her apron. Her hands shake. She whispers, "If you brought it, it got lost somewhere." Silence, clock ticking, her heart pounding. If someone ever called your mom old and forgetful, hit that like button. They leave. Margaret sits alone, sunset bleeding through the curtains. 40,000. 8 months. Leaking roof. Broken fridge. Church soup. She opens her old leather notebook, hands trembling. Writes, "Find the truth. Don't trust fake tears." A tear falls on the page. If you've ever cried alone at night, drop a broken heart in the comments. Next morning, Margaret walks into First Texas Community Bank. Teller Molly says, "No transfers, Mrs. Hayes, just $135 interest in February." Margaret steps outside, wind in her gray hair, opens her purse. 3 and a church coupon. She collapses on the sidewalk, sobs out loud. "David, did you abandon me?" If loneliness ever broke you, subscribe right now. September 10th, brand new Lexus. Gift basket. Clara, "Mom, I left the money in the car." Margaret stares into her eyes. Your car is new, but your conscience is old and rotten. Clara's smile vanishes. If you love a mom who stands her ground. Comment mom power? David pulls up the bank statement. Account, Margaret Hayes. Address, Clara's boutique. His world stops. He runs home. "Clara, what is this?" Clara cries, "Our expenses?" David slams her against the wall. "You stole from my mother." If you've ever realized you were wrong, like this video. David shows up at Margaret's door, eyes red, voice broken. "Mom, I was blind." Margaret pulls him into her arms. Tears soak his shirt. "Son, you came back. That's all I ever wanted." They cry like the day he was born. If mom-son love hits you, drop a heart in the comments. Courtroom. Judge's verdict. $40,000 restitution, 3 years prison, $10,000 fine. Clara screams, "David, save me!" David looks down. Margaret stands silent. Tears in her eyes, but a smile on her lips. If justice feels good, smash that like. Margaret hands David a letter. "Son, I never punished you. I let truth win. You're free from the weight of being my son. But remember, a mother's heart never forgets. Love, Margaret." If you want to hear this letter read aloud, come on, read it. Mother's Day, 1 year later. David arrives alone, apple pie in the oven. "Mom, forgive me." Margaret hugs him. "Son, you're always mine." The scent is the same. But now, no lies, just love. If you believe in second chances, subscribe. Margaret closes her notebook. Final line, a mother's justice won. Because a mother's heart never loses. Sunsets over Texas. Tears, smile, victory. If this story moved you, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment. What's the biggest sacrifice your mom made for you? See you in the next soul-shaking story. Until then, go hug your mom.